What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another Kraton EXB bash video. Lots have happened since the last video. I took it out for a attempted run on 8S, which did not end very well. I recorded it, but the footage ended up being so bad it wasn't worth showing. Opposite of YouTuber fashion, I'll tell you, the short of it is I chewed up my front out drives. I have out drives on the way to replace it, but I was headed out to the Bonneville Salt Flats and I wanted to run my Kraton out there. So I went out to the local hobby shop and got a whole new diff. I figured, you know what, it could be a backup diff. So I'm waiting to rebuild that, but I have a brand new one. Threw some stock 10K fluid in there and it's running fine. The good news is my 24 tooth pinion showed up. For those of you wondering why I'm going up to a 24 tooth, it's because this is a 1260 kV motor, and so from the research I've done, you need to gear it on the pinion higher. And you know, like an impatient young child, I couldn't wait to throw it on. During my lunch hour today, took it out for a quick blast, and then after work continued. My acceleration problems have now been solved. This thing will do a standing wheelie, and if you watched all the way through to the end, the wing mount doesn't make it to the end. So now it is officially broken in. Pretty sure I'm not going to put the wing back on this thing. It doesn't need it. Not for the type of driving that I do anyways. So the main reason why I went with the Mamba Monster X was to allow some headroom for temperatures. I'm planning on running this on 6S. And at the end of the video, you'll see some temperature numbers. So if you want to see those, just go ahead and skip to the end. I bashed this thing for about, 20 minutes. Just on and off the throttle, jumping it, sliding it, and it took it pretty well. I do have a dual fan setup that I'm going to install on this. I got to cut about 4 fins off of the heatsink to get it to fit, so no fan as of yet, but I will have it later on. So yeah, the acceleration is now more in line with what I feel on the Notorious. I've noticed that in the air though, there isn't much in the way of getting it to rotate. I think it has to do with, one, probably my bad driving, but two, maybe diffs. I'm gonna probably throw in 200K or maybe 300K in the center diff, and then I'm gonna go with 50,000 in the front and 30,000 in the rear. See what that does. I hear a lot of good things about people putting thicker weight oil in the center diff, and it really livens things up or wakes it up. I'm going to take this thing out to the park probably this weekend and bring the ramps with me. The usual spot that I go to is just too rough right now. It's just breaking all kinds of stuff. When I took the Kraton out to that spot on 8S, I feel like that's probably what did in the outdrive, a combination of the 8S and the rough terrain. So I'll take it out to the local park this weekend and see what kind of run I can get in. Yeah, this thing is now as fast as I would expect it to be. You know, you get that feeling of, well, I'm gonna break this thing because of how fast it is. So it kind of gets the heart racing. The 16 tooth pinion did not do that at all. And I don't think it's a coincidence that I started breaking stuff once I threw in the 24 tooth pinion. So as you can see, the temperatures are right below that 170 mark. This is just non-stop, back and forth in my backyard. I think with the fan set up, this should be good. Yeah, here you see the broken wing mount. I mean, you guys saw what I did with it. It wasn't even that bad. That's just a poorly designed piece. And then the shocker for me was the front Super Basher bumper. I have 4 of these now, and this is the first time I've seen the damage you guys can see here. Alright, well, this wraps up another video. If you guys got any feedback, comments, or suggestions, you know I'm a budding young channel, so go ahead and feel free to drop those comments below. We'll see you guys on the next one.